Welcome back to the channel. This is Angelo Christmas and me documenting my journey to $20,000 per month with high ticket sales. So in today's video, I have a pretty exciting one. I have a full call review that I'm going to do here on the channel of me closing a $4,000 fitness program. So really excited to dive into this call. I feel it was a really good call and I did a really job on this call, and you're going to see exactly why I did a good job on this call when we actually get to the end. I'm going to tell you exactly what happens, which I felt was a very, very proud moment for me in my sales journey. So aside from this call itself, quick recap in terms of where we're at so far for the month. Obviously, as I mentioned in my previous video, I faced a pretty bad losing streak recently, and I went over 20 calls with no closes. It was a bit rough, but I bounced back. I came back stronger, and since then my close rate has improved. I'm still only limited to about 5 calls per day until I actually get back above KPI. So volume has been low, but I have been closing good deals, also bigger ticket programs. So even just yesterday, I took 4 calls, closed 2 $4,000 sales and 1 follow-up that still very well may close, and 1 was a DQ. So he wasn't really a good fit, so I just disqualified him and told him to stick with what he already has. So overall, I'm really happy with the progress I've made so far. And although it's come to the end of the month and I'm not gonna hit like my goal I had in mind, I'm proud of the progress I've made so far, and I'm happy with myself for that, right? This is what I spoke about in my other videos, where I would let the big outcome of what I make at the end of the month affect me mentally if it wasn't what I wanted. But now I feel perfectly okay with not making that money. Obviously, I'm working my ass off to get to that level, but I'm not letting it hold me down. So just wanted to share how much that small mental shift has helped me in terms of my confidence on calls, off calls, and just having more confidence within myself, within my abilities, and more composure, right? So that's where we're at for the month so far. I'm still hoping to hit, depending how the month goes, depending how many calls I take, I might even clear $50,000 cash collected, which would be a big milestone for me as a closer, because since I started closing full time, the most I've ever made was $4,200 in a month. So if I can clear 50K this month, that would put me in the next commission bracket, which would be 12%. So normally that would be $5,000 in commission, but when I hit 50K, that will become 12%, which means that will automatically bring me in $6,000 in commission. So there's only about, as of making this, it's the 29th, so there's only really 2 days left because I'm done with calls for today. So hopefully my calendar gets filled, because that also has been a slight bottleneck. But if it gets filled, I'm gonna do my best, because I'm only a few sales away from hitting 50K. At the moment, I'm at around $42,000 in cash collected for this month, which is pretty impressive in my opinion. Like, I'm really proud of getting to that amount, especially with the amount of days I didn't work this month because of that losing streak. 1, I faced a seriously bad losing streak, and 2, after that I didn't really work a bit because I was training and getting back into the right state before getting on calls, and even then my volume was very low. So with very low volume and also being off calls completely because of not hitting the KPIs I needed to hit, I'm still pretty much the same income I made back in May when I worked a full month closing, which is pretty remarkable. That shows that a big part of that too is also because my AOV is a lot higher. I've been closing a lot more bigger packages, a lot of 4Ks. I've been doing a lot of 4Ks. As you can see in this video, we're going to review a 4K. So enough of me talking. That's it for the journey so far, where we are. And now let's get into the video and see my performance on this $4,000 sale. Let's go. Hey Sauda.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good, thanks. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Right. Is that okay?
Usually we just have like a video call, so if you don't mind, you can just put your camera on.
Okay.
Cool, there we go. Awesome. How's your day been so far?
Oh, okay.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Little things like that also help a lot when it comes to them seeing me as a leader on the call. Because in the past, when I just got into sales, I would just like not even try to challenge that. I would just be okay, that's okay, let's just have a normal call. But you know, if I stay true to my process and if I need them on camera, and if they start by saying, is it okay if I don't use a camera? By me challenging them that and you know telling them no, we usually do that. So is it okay if you put it on? Little things like that also help them view me as a leader. So when it comes to me recommending a better program for them, they're not going to question me, or then it's going to build more trust essentially. So just pointing that out too.
Yes, I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Sauda?
Suwada.
Suwada.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Awesome. Good, nice name. Well, glad we could connect today, Suwada. And before we do start, I just have to also let you know the call is being recorded just for training and compliance, okay?
All right.
Cool. So a bit of context on me. So my name's Angela, as you know already. So I'm one of the metabolic advisors here at VShred, and I work quite closely with Vince and the team. So today my role is quite simple, right? Just to hear your fitness goals, what you've tried in the past, what you've been struggling with, and also just to make sure that you're going down the right path for success at VShred as well. Okay.
All right.
Cool. And just as a time check, I know we did text about it already, but you do still have like at least 45 minutes for the call. Is that right?
I really appreciate that. Yes, because I'm so frustrated right now, and I've been dieting for a long time, and even I had him 2019, paid everything, and then I don't know what happened. Did not follow, but now I'm ready to follow because I went to the doctor a couple of days ago and they took my bones because my knee was hurting, and then they told me that I have a osteoporosis. And that did not make me happy at all. So yeah.
I see.
And last 5 months I gained 20 pounds, which is that's normal for me too. So
I understand. When did the doctors tell you about the osteoporosis?
couple of days ago.
Couple days ago. Okay. And I guess when you heard that from the doctors, what was normally, what was going through your...
Normally I don't dig into emotions and pain this early in the call, but I could tell it had an effect on her, and I could tell that she was a very committed lead. She was ready to make a change, so any chance I got, I just dug into emotion wherever I could.
Mind when you heard that?
Honestly, my age, well, I was like, if I'm 43 now and I have osteoporosis, I can imagine going forward. Does that make sense? I mean, I know my grandma is almost 90 and she has it, and she goes through a lot. We have to worry about if she fails, she's gonna broke and all that. So in my head, it's like, oh my God, not me at all. So I'm ready to build muscles and build my bones back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, Swada. So I guess before we get into goals and all that fun stuff, then, since I only have ranges on my screen, I know you told me your age already, but can I also get your height and your body weight, please?
Yeah, I'm 5'3".
Okay.
And right now I'm I can't even want to say it, 175, 176.
Okay.
I
Cool.
used to struggle 140, like stressed out 140. Now I can imagine I'm 176. It's just those
I
ones.
hear you. So where would you love to be? Like, where, if you could snap your fingers, what weight would you love to be at?
130 is my
So at this point of the call, it's mainly just about figuring out all the logic. So where she's at, what's her goal, what she's tried, and what's been holding her back. And then once we can overcome that and get her to commit to doing things differently, then we're going to dive into her pain and how the weight's been affecting her.
my dream 130, but 140 I'll take it.
No, we're gonna go all the way to 130. Don't worry. We might just stop there for 140 for a few days, but then we keep going. Okay.
Okay, that sounds
So
good.
that's about 55 pounds, I believe you guys said. No, 45 pounds. Okay, 45. Cool. So when was the last time that you were back at 130? How long ago was that?
Wow, about 15 years ago.
15 years. Okay. And over the past 5 years, what specifically have you tried to lose the weight?
Wow, keto,
I think I actually messed up there because she said 15 years, but I asked over the past 5 years, so I may have actually wrote down 5 years for the time frame, which is interesting. Let me actually check while the video plays.
Paleo, fasting. I did all that, and it's not sticking. So I'm looking for something that I can stick with because I love food. I am addicted to food.
I did write 15 on my notes.
My background, I'm from Africa, so we love food.
Where about in
fried
Africa?
rice. You from what?
No, where about in Africa are you from?
Somalia.
Okay, I'm from South Africa. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah, I'm
cool.
from Somalia.
Okay, so
And
it sounds like you've been trying a lot of different stuff. So
I
I guess
did
over the past 15 years, how many times do you feel like you've tried to lose weight? Like how many attempts have you made in total, would you say?
thousands. I'm telling you,
Really?
since I was since 2005, because that's my first baby. 2005 up to now, which is 21 years, and trust me, I can write a book about dieting. I was into deep in dieting, exercise,
Wow.
but nothing sticks. I mean, I have books of keto books. I have the fasting, intermittent fasting book.
Right, right. And I guess help me understand and sort of like whenever you were trying to lose weight and you were actively trying, how much weight would you usually
So at this point, she's saying like nothing works, nothing sticks, and now I'm digging into what happened, where was the bump in the road to find the truth and help us see that it's not that these things weren't working, it's actually because of X, Y, Z reason. And then show her that and basically hold up the mirror for her.
lose? Like what typical results?
10, 15 pounds is
Okay, 10 to 15 pounds
but then
average.
I gained 20, 25. It just, that is
Okay.
what it makes me like,
And I
don't
guess
even want to
whenever you would lose like 10, 15 pounds, what would usually happen at that point that will prevent you from losing more and, cause the weight to come back on?
as I said, I love food and we are big family. We go houses and, socialize is what prevents me, if that makes sense. Am I making sense?
Okay.
Like when we go to events or family member has a baby or, and
See, so she's still kind of realizing the real problem, but she's not taking ownership. She's still blaming it on socializing, family events. She's not saying it's my fault. So I'm going to help her see that it's not those things, because even though these things are in your life, it's still possible to lose the weight. You just got to build the discipline and consistency to make it work around XYZ problems. So that's basically my thought process in this part of the call.
we're celebrating. Every time we're celebrating something. And me being keto, for example, and going to another family house and love food and we feast, like food everywhere.
So, okay, so
that,
it sounds like you would normally make some progress, but then, if something pops up, you'd sort of go back to like bad habits and just end up eating more than you should have and then fall off track. Has that been like the common trend for you?
that makes, yes. And strict is what makes me really not want to do it long term, because I cannot strict myself. Just no carb. Oh, I love carb. And me being keto for a month or so, and then something comes up and
I see. And obviously, I understand, you love to eat, you love to celebrate, you love to eat carbs, but, for you, Swada, do you feel like if you, continue to always give into those things, do you feel like you'd ever have a good shot of getting to 130 again?
I feel like if I would have carb in my diet, so then if I go somewhere, I can at least eat some carb and then some other things like protein or whatever. But then I can do it. I feel like I can do it then. Like if I go to family member and they have chicken and fish and pasta or rice, then I can manage. But then when I'm keto, I can't. I can eat rice or pasta. So
Right. I understand.
now,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to like cut out carbs completely, but what I'm more so saying, like, if you feel like you always give in to all those cravings and go overboard, do you feel like you'd ever actually get to 130 again, or do you feel like you are gonna need to develop some I guess self-discipline, self-control,
Yes,
if you know?
yes, I need discipline.
Okay.
And yeah, that's
I
what
see.
I need
Because
to
at
learn.
the yeah, because at the end of the day, Swada, like I'm not here to say that I'm never gonna lie to you and say you can eat anything you want and expect to lose weight, right? There is always gonna be some level of restriction required,
Yeah.
and it's not about finding the perfect plan, Swada, because someone could have the perfect plan in the world and still not be consistent and never get to their goals, right? So what's more important is the person that's following the plan, right? Because someone can have a suboptimal plan and be 100% consistent, but still get to their goals, right? So, what do you feel is most important, the plan or being 100% committed and consistent and disciplined?
Committed, discipline, and following the plan.
So basically helping her see the truth, being completely honest with her, not trying to lie to her and sell her a dream that she can just do whatever she wants and expect to lose weight. I'm being honest, I'm being truthful to her, I'm helping her see that this is what it's going to take to change. And if you don't do that, you won't ever get to your goal, right? Yes. And then helping her realize that she needs to commit to making this change. Because she's been struggling for 15 years. She told me she tried thousands of times to lose weight, which is the first time I've even heard that, which is crazy, right? So with these people, a lot of other closers will lie to them. They'll say whatever they can to try get them to buy from them. But that's not me anymore. I used to be like that, but now I don't care whether they buy. Right? I'm just there to follow my process. I'm there to stick to my process, help them see the truth, help them to a deeper level, not just to buy the program, but to actually succeed long term. And that's what my process allows me to do, because I'm having such a truthful, honest and deep conversation with them. And if they fall into my frame and have that conversation with me, not only will they buy, but they're also going to change their life forever. So that's what I'm doing here.
That is what I need to learn.
Exactly. Because
Consistency
ultimately,
is my key. Yeah, consistency
exactly.
is my problem.
I understand. And I appreciate the honesty with that, Swada. So what do you feel like that, inconsistency and I guess, lack of discipline has costed you over these past 15 years in terms of your health and fitness, or even just, you as a person?
It gets excited when I lose weight, and then I feel like, oh, I can cheat. That makes sense. So now I need to stick to it until I reach my goal. So discipline, that is what I'm gonna um, keep going and motivates myself now.
I see. And I guess more so what I was trying to understand that over these past 15 years, you lacking that sort of consistency, like what effect has that had on you over these past 15 years in terms of you not being where you want to be? Like, how has that been?
Honestly, unhappy and stressed for myself. And I'm tired that, yo-yoing diet and all that stuff. I'm getting excited to lose 10, 15 pounds, and then I will gain more because of my, bad habits coming in.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I guess when you say unhappiness, like how do you mean by that? Like what's been unhappy about that reality?
I'm a stress eater, and I am.
So normally at this part of the call, I've identified the bottleneck. I normally will figure out, okay, what has that been costing you these past years? It's been costing me X, Y, Z. Okay, what would it continue to cost you in the future? X, Y, Z. Okay, move on. But because I understand that this person has been struggling for a long time, and the problem has been the consistency, they've tried so many times, and I can tell she is experiencing a lot of pain, I'm using that to my advantage now. So instead of just accepting her first answer, I'm digging in slightly more to figure out exactly how that's been affecting her, what sort of emotions that's making her feel, and basically helping her sit in that pain, so that when I ask her if she's ready to be consistent, she's more likely going to say yes, because she's understanding the gravity of the situation, as opposed to me just asking, okay, are you ready to be consistent now? It might be easy for her to say no in that case, because she doesn't actually picture the full picture of what's happening and how the weight is affecting her.
If I'm happy, I eat. If I'm sad, I eat. So that means when I'm not happy, food makes me happy, if that makes sense. And that thing is not something that I just learned. It was since my childhood.
Okay.
All my family were fit, and I was the chubby in the house. So I
Right.
used to get some, like peas and all
Okay.
that stuff. So yeah,
And
I need to break that.
yeah, but I guess in terms of you know, not being where you want to be, right? Being 45 pounds over your goal weight, like, why do you feel that has bothered you though? Like, what about that has, you know, bothered you over these past years?
Um, that I'm punishing myself that I cannot be consistent. In my head, I know I should be consistent. That's what it stress comes. And then every time I bunch eat, I regret.
I see. I
And
hear
then
you.
my
And I guess,
clothes, like I really hate is a big word, but I don't like when I wear my clothes. And so every day, that 15 years, I change clothes. Like every time I get ready, people just put one clothes and leave. I don't. I wear this, take it off, put another one, take it off, because I'm not happy how it fits.
I understand. And I guess, you know, knowing what it's already been costing you, Swada, like, what do you feel like it would continue to cost you later down the road if, you know, nothing changes?
Sickness more, because I've had family of diabetes, and that's what my biggest fear is. My dad passed away heart attack, young age, like
Sorry to hear that.
50, young age. So that fear is what hopefully drives me. It been drive, but it just my bad habits just coming around. But in my mind, every time, that's my fear of, since all my family have diabetes.
So do you see how her words have changed since the start of the call? When she came on, she was saying nothing works, nothing sticks. It's because of I go to celebrate with my family, I have gatherings, all these external things she's been blaming. But now listen to the words she uses. She's saying, I can't be consistent, right? I can't be consistent and I don't have the discipline, right? My habits, my bad habits are causing me to be overweight. So I've now helped her take ownership of the problem. So now that she can actually use that to now take control of a situation instead of blaming it on external things. She now has control of the outcome because she's understood that it's on her and it's her fault.
High blood pressure and heart attack in my family, my grandfather, my dad, and things like that. So
I understand.
that's
Okay.
that's what I'm feeling. If I keep doing what I'm doing right now, that's where I'm gonna be
Yeah,
at.
I understand. And do you also have like high blood pressure, diabetes, or are you
No,
not?
I'm
Okay. Okay, that's good. Now obviously that's why you want to prevent it from getting to that stage. Now, I guess for you then, Swada, right? You know, knowing what it's already been costing you over these past 15 years, and like you mentioned, what it could continue to cost you in the future, would you say you are now ready to be consistent so you can finally lose the weight?
yes.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that, Swada. So, you know, since it has been 15 years, right? Because obviously
So now, got all the logic out the way. What's a weight? What's a goal? What's been the bottleneck holding her back? Consistency. What effect that's been having on her? Is she ready to commit to doing things differently and being consistent? She said yes. So now we're going into deep pain and understanding how it's been affecting her in her current situation and in the past.
everyone is different. What would you say is the biggest reason that right now you are ready to be consistent so you can get to 130? Like, you know, why now is that important for you?
The diseases are coming, sneaking on me right now. So I had a miscarriage about 3-4 months ago.
So I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So I'm feeling that since all my family has something, I don't want it. I really do not want to. That sneaks in, and I'm seeing it's coming. It's coming in, day by day and all that stuff. I'm getting heavier. When I walk on stairs, literally, I had to hold the trail because my knee really hurts so bad. And if I'm 43, how am I gonna? So that means I have to avoid any stairs when I'm 50, and I really do not want that, not at all. I'm hitting a wall right now, and that's why I'm ready, like 100% ready.
I see. And I guess aside from obviously, those times where you notice find it hard to walk upstairs, those sort of things, I guess where else in your life do you most notice that that extra weight is affecting you the most about maybe what you're unable to do or how you feel like, where would you say it bothers you the most, would you say?
Honestly, I like to travel, and me not wearing what I want, honestly, it bothers me so much that even when I think about vacation, automatically I'm like, no, because if I wear this and that or whatever, I don't feel comfortable. So even though I went to, and that's the other thing, we just came back for vacation. I wasn't happy. We spent a lot of money, and I wasn't happy with, how I was and how I felt around people.
What makes you say that? Like, what did you experience on the vacation that made you unhappy?
My clothes does not fit, and me wearing a big clothes, it makes it look. I feel older. If that makes sense. I feel really unhappy. I know it may not be big deal for other people, but it bothers me. As I told you, all my family are fit.
I see.
I'm the one chubby.
I understand. And I guess when you did go on the vacation, Swada, and I guess what sort of scenarios or situations on the vacation did you notice that it was really, had I guess, more of a serious effect on you? Like what typically, where did you notice that you experienced those feelings the most?
I bought clothes there, and X large, honestly, so that it would fit better. So I came home with friends, and I wear it, and it looked box. I cried. It bothered me so much.
Really?
And as I don't know if you know Muslims, we cannot wear something tight or anything, and so, and now you can see my face, but I'm big in the lower than so you can think I'm skinny here, but I'm not. If that
I
makes
see.
sense. So
Okay, now I understand.
So me wearing something, like that and revealing, it just not make me happy, and that's when I wish I can be lighter so I can wear whatever I want, because my family, they wear whatever they want. They wear pants, which I cannot wear pants because of my weight. I like to wear pants, but it's
And I guess for you, Swada, like knowing that, you've been grown up, you've been around a family that, most of the other people are fit and in shape. Why does that sort of bother you that, you're the one that's not really in similar shape to them? Like, why does that sort of bother you?
absolutely a lot. And that, and then when that happens, I eat a lot. That's the other thing that bothers me, that makes me sad at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, because I'm sad, I go food so that food understand me better, if that makes sense, than people, even though it's not really that way.
And I noticed you, obviously, I noticed the ring on your finger, Swada. So do you also have like a husband?
I have a husband and 3 kids.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Big family. And I guess, have you ever shared or expressed with your husband how the extra weight is having an effect on you and how you've been feeling like?
At this point, I saw she has a ring, so I'm just trying to tie into her partner's perspective and see what does he think of the fact that she's been dealing with this, just so that, when we get to the end, if I do this now, it helps her, in her mind, it helps her partner know that he would be okay with it, because he also sees the value in doing something like this. So this, what I'm about to do now, is to help prevent a partner objection from coming up at the end of the call, which it didn't.
Like, is he aware of it as well?
He does, and he's really good and gentle with me, actually. And yeah, and he says, "Don't worry about it," and all that. But I do worry myself, even though he doesn't care at all. He never showed me negative in one day. I'm married 4th of July, which is today, is 22 years.
Wow, that's amazing. That's very long. Awesome stuff. So, and I know he's your husband, right? He loves you either way. You love him regardless. But I guess, what do you feel he may think of the fact that this extra weight has been having such a, strong negative effect on you, where even, like you mentioned, even cried the other time where you couldn't wear the clothes you want. Like, what does he think of how it's been having an effect on how you feel? You feel like he's happy about that, or how do you feel?
No, the thing is, he tries to help me, but then I get mad because when he says, "Okay, you should do this, and or you should exercise," and then I would make it negative. It's just me, not him, me. So, and then other thing is when we go restaurants, mostly we take out. Like last night, it was our anniversary, and we just took out food because I didn't feel comfortable going to a restaurant, nice
Oh,
restaurant.
really?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm
Did
ready.
he want to go?
Of course, and the kids too. But we end up getting the food to home and eat.
Wow. And I guess for you then, sort of like, as a wife, as a mom, what's that like for you, knowing that because of the inconsistency, it's got to a point now where even on such a special occasion like your anniversary, you weren't even comfortable to actually go out and enjoy the moment with your family. Like, what was that like for you?
Horrible, horrible.
I hear you. And
Boom. Deep pain point. She's actually unable now to enjoy moments out with her family. And not only am I asking her how does that make her feel, but I'm also asking her what's that been like for you, knowing that because of your inconsistency, it's got you in that position dealing with XYZ. Right? Basically sticking a knife in there and twisting it even more. Right? And some people may think of that as like mean and manipulative, but the only difference between good manipulation and bad manipulation is intention, right? My intention is obviously to help this person. So if this is what it takes for her to change and to finally achieve her goal, it's worth it, right? Because she struggled for 15 years. If she doesn't get the help she needs, she's probably going to struggle for another 15 years. Who knows what could happen if she doesn't achieve her goals? And it could lead to her family being split up, could lead to her committing suicide because she's so miserable with her weight, right? So that's why understanding their deep pains and really making them sit in this pain is really important, because not only does it help them find the emotional leverage they need to buy the program you're selling them, but it's also going to help them be consistent on their journey and give them the juice they need to finally do what's required to achieve their goals once and for all.
I guess from your husband's perspective, then, knowing that he loves you either way, but why do you feel like he would also want you to finally lose the weight and achieve your goals now, since it has been, 15 years? Why do you feel he would want that for you?
Because as I said, I cannot take the stairs. And this vacation, we had to go to New York and go to the train, which is we never went to train. And, train stations, it's like a long stairs, and he'd be downstairs and waiting for me, coming one by one. It's not him, but it's me feeling like, how old am I? Why am I, this is horrible. It shouldn't be like this. I shouldn't be taking the stairs like 5 minutes to come down. That bothers me so much, but not for him, but for me, it is.
Yeah, of course. And I guess, how much longer do you feel like you want to let that inconsistency and those bad habits, hold you back from being able to live your life to the fullest and, truly be happy with how you look and how you feel? How much longer do you want to continue to live like that?
I don't. I need to stop as soon as possible.
So basically, that's the end of deep pain now. I've gathered a lot of clarity on how this pain has been affecting her, and basically ending it off by asking her, how much longer does she want to let this inconsistency hold you back from living her life and dealing with XYZ pain point? Right, it's also creating more urgency there so that she knows that, you know, it's time to make a change now. Now we're diving into future pace and understanding what her future is going to really look like when she finally loses the weight.
Happy to hear that, Swada. So when I do finally put you in a position, Swada, where in the next 6 to 12 months you finally get back to 130 again, but more importantly, you can actually maintain that long term. What do you feel like that's truly going to do for you personally once you finally get back there after 15 years now?
I can imagine, really. It will make me insane happy. Like I would feel like it broke a cycle that I've been trying for years. That now I have tools and because in my mind I'm thinking this cycle has been so long that I cannot get out. So if you make me that door and I get out, amazing. That would be something that the goal that I achieve.
Exactly. And when you finally get to that place, because that's where we're going right now, when you're finally living in that new reality, how do you really envision your life will change, or what are you most looking forward to?
Wow, I would go to Florida and enjoy that water.
Really? Okay, awesome. And I guess what do you feel like it's going to be like, for your husband or for your family when they noticing these changes and, how much happier and how much easier it is for you to move around and do things? What do you feel that would be like for them?
Very happy because when I'm in, and this other thing that when I'm in, dieting and exercising, they notice my mood change and they love that.
Right.
But then I go back and they see my sadness and my frustration and all that stuff. And they tell me, my kids tells me, not my husband, my kids tells me, Mom, we love when you exercise and diet because you're more happy and more energized. Because when I'm not exercising or I'm eating, because I know what I'm eating is not good.
Yeah.
So that makes me more sad, and that makes me like I want to be on bed longer, even though I want to get up, but I just feel like because I know if I get up, I'm gonna eat something that I shouldn't be eating and all that. So overall, I even notice I'm happy more when I'm sweating and eating clean. It's just consistency is my key. If you can help me to be consistent and committed, like support me to commit and consistency, I would really appreciate.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can definitely help you with that sort of, but at the end of the day, no matter how much support and accountability you have, the responsibility still falls on you to actually put in the work, right?
Correct.
So
100%.
that in mind.
So small little reframe for her because she's still looking for external help for her to be consistent. So I basically slight reframe and told her like we can be there to help you, but it's still on you to be consistent, right? Correct. So small things like that help them, help mold them into the person they need to be successful.
Though, would you say you are ready to become that person where you can finally achieve that goal? Are you ready to become that person?
I am.
Awesome.
I am. 2025, I am ready.
Good. Now, one thing I always like to ask everyone I speak to, Swada, because I feel it's just as important as doing the actual work, is that, for you, do you actually believe it is possible for you to lose the weight and get where you want to go?
Fear.
I've been trying, as I said, and I was failing. So I'm still, I'm not sure right now. Like if you ask me right now, I'm not sure because of how I was, and it's just
Yeah, and that's normal. And like I said, the more honest.
So as no surprise here, she's very fearful, right? She's never been at a goal weight for 15 years. She's tried thousands of times. So if I'm asking her if she believes it's possible, I'm not surprised that she's fearful, right? Now, it's good that I'm addressing this now, because if I don't address it and I just let her sit with that limiting belief that she can't do it, when I get to the end of the call, I shouldn't be surprised if I get a fear objection, right? And the reason I do this, and because I do this, is probably the only reasons why I hardly ever get fear objections. It's actually quite funny, because I was chatting with another closer and he was asking me how to handle fear, and I basically explained to him what I do here, which I'm about to do right now in the next few minutes. And by me doing this at this part of the call basically destroys fear objections, so that when I get to the end, they're not fearful. They know that they can do it, so they can't tell me I don't know if this is going to work, because I don't move on unless that fear is gone, And funny enough, after explaining that to that other closer, the next call I still got a fear objection, which is very ironic, because I don't even remember the last time I got a fear objection at the end of the call. But I still overcame my fear at the end and closed a 4K deal as well. So maybe I can even do that call review next. I'll see for maybe one of the next videos I do. But that's basically what I'm doing now. I'm understanding that, okay, she is fearful. I'm normalizing it. And now I'm going to breathe conviction into her to help her see that she can do it, and help her know that she can believe she can do it.
You heard me, the better I can help you. Now, it's normal to feel like that in your situation, because you've tried so many times and failed in the past, Now, the reality of the situation is what, like, you on one side of the bridge right now, right? Where this is where, you're 45 pounds overweight. You're not happy with how you look, how you feel. It's holding you back from being able to, live the life you truly want to live. Now, on the other side of the bridge is where you weigh 130 pounds. You actually like what you see in the mirror. You're able to wear the clothes, do the things you really want to do, be the person you're destined to be, right? Now, to get from here to this side, I'm not going to lie and say it's going to be easy. It is going to be hard, but it's a bridge you're going to need to cross if you want to get across. And now we can help you across that bridge, because it's a bridge that thousands of our clients have walked across, right? Now, we're going to be there with you every step of the way, Swada, but throughout that bridge, although we'll be holding your hand throughout that journey, there may be times where you do fall on your face, right? And you do mess up or fall off track, because you're not perfect, right? It's 15 years of bad habits we're going to need to break. But the question I want to ask you, Swada, since you are obviously wanting to achieve and get to the other side, are you brave enough to at least commit to taking one step forward and putting one step in front of the other? Are you brave enough to do that?
Absolutely.
100%. Now, when those moments do come around where you make some progress and you feel like, like you did in the past, you made progress and you feel like you want to self-sabotage, and you want to go into those cravings and fall off track, and when those negative thoughts pop in your head, Swada, and you commit to me that you're going to remind yourself in that moment of the look on your kids' faces, the look on your husband's faces, of what that's going to be like when you finally achieve your goals, and how you're going to feel when you get there, to use it as a fuel you need to continue to push through and not fall into those bad habits. Can you commit to me that you're going to do that in those tempting moments?
Absolutely. I even want to show my kids that you can achieve what you want, because now they see I'm trying, falling, and I don't want that affect them in their future.
Exactly. And
yes.
That's what it's going to take, right? I'm not saying you're perfect. You can just do it in one shot. You might fail from time to time, but in those moments, you got to remind yourself of why it's important and continue to push through. And it's going to be hard, right, Swada? But at a certain point, you got to ask yourself, what's really harder, right? Is it harder to be consistent and avoid those cravings and achieve the goal? Or is it harder to spend the rest of your life in a body you're not happy with and that's not serving you? Which do you feel is harder?
Harder is to stay this body that I hate so much. That is really
exactly.
Hard. Yes.
Exactly. Now, knowing we're going to be there with you throughout that journey, helping you when you fall on your face, knowing you're going to commit to meeting us halfway and reminding yourself in those tempting moments of why you're doing this, with all that in place, do you feel like you can actually achieve the goal?
I believe so.
Good. Awesome. Because like I said, once we believe, that's already half the battle won, right? So that's good. Because I know, Sada, that
now she believes, right? She can do it. At first she was hesitant, she didn't believe. Now she does believe. So now the fear is gone. There's no fear objection that's going to come up at the end because it was handled. Now we move on to consequence phase, which is where we understand what her life actually looks like if she doesn't make a change, and how would that affect her. So last part of the call before the pitch.
There's no doubt in my mind we can help you get there. But if we were to also be honest with each other, Sada, there is another side of the coin where, you don't make the right sort of changes when it comes to that consistency like we spoke about. So if that were to be the case for you, Swada, and let's say, the next 15 years continue like the last have, what do you feel like that would look like for you in your life if, nothing changes?
I'll be keep gaining weight and feeling miserable and taking the route that my dad did. And I don't want that. That's a scary road. I really don't.
I see. So you feel like if you don't make these changes, it could possibly lead to you also dying earlier in life. Well, and I guess if that does happen, God forbid, sorry, but how do you feel that would have an effect on your family if that does happen?
Oh gosh, a lot. My kids, I really want to see them getting married and having kids, and I'll be grandma. Really, and that's what I wish for my dad. He's from Kenya, and I went to Kenya, take the kids, but it was 3 years before 3 years after he died. And I felt it. I was like, I wish my dad would meet my kids. And so, yeah,
Yeah, I understand. And I guess, knowing that's something you went through, Swada, what do you feel like it would be like, for your kids if, by the time they have kids, unfortunately you leave this earth, what do you feel like it would be like for them knowing that, you also could have prevented that?
Yeah.
And you don't get to meet their kids.
I would do anything to prevent that, anything.
And I guess what do you feel like it would be like?
Yeah.
From your kids' perspective, though, let's say, we don't make the right changes and it leads to you dying early, and, they only end up having kids after that. What do you feel like they would feel like if, their mom doesn't actually get to meet their kids and she could have prevented that from happening?
Oh, that's horrible, because I cried for not so many nights that I wished, because my dad was so awesome. And so I would feel the same, they would feel how I felt. And it's not good feeling, honestly.
Yeah, I hear you, Swada. And, I don't mean to say these things to like scare you or anything like that, Swada, but, for you, if it does, yeah, exactly. So if it actually does get to that point where, let's say over the next 10 years or so, you do find yourself in the same situation like your dad and, you're laying on your deathbed, what do you feel that would make you feel looking back at life, knowing you could have prevented that from happening?
That would break my heart.
Deep.
That would break my heart, and that would be a lot of regret. Laying that bad, I'll be having a lot of regret, because I can do a lot, because I got 2 legs, 2 arms, 2, like I'm good now. I can do it, but then it will be regret, a lot of regret.
I hear you. And for you, Swada, like, why would you say that's not a reality you would want to settle for moving forward? Like, why do you not want to settle for that?
Why would I want to settle?
Why don't you want to settle for that?
To die early? I do not want to settle for that. It's just that I don't know why. And that's why I'm asking help, because I tried so many times and I'm not having successful. So I feel like having you guys can help me to open that door that I can feel success and achieve. Because I'm circling around for those years, so now I feel tired, and I'm seeing myself in 10, 15 years. I'm just gonna go, it's just gonna get worse and worse, and that's why I'm asking help.
For sure.
Ready.
That's good. And ultimately, sort of like, because like they say, if you keep doing the same things, you're gonna keep getting the same results. So there comes a time where you need to, make a big change, and that's why you're obviously here today, which is what I love. But ultimately, just being here alone is not gonna make you lose the weight, right? It's more so the decisions and actions you take after this call that's gonna determine your trajectory, right? Now, with that in mind, would you say you are now ready and 100% committed to, achieving your goals for you and your family?
I'm ready.
Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, Swada. And
So that is discovery complete. I would say that was a very, very good discovery. Went very deep in pain, especially the consequence, deep pain. Future pace maybe could have been better, I would say. But overall, really good discovery. And now I'm going to just show you guys the end of the call, what happened after the pitch, to see how that ended.
Don't expect your refund.
What cannot, no way that I can do monthly.
I'm not going to sit here and say it is cheap, but what I will say, we do have many ways we can make it affordable for you, okay? And the reason it's not cheap is obviously because we would be working with you for 12 months, and we're not just helping you lose the weight, we're helping you transform your life, fix your metabolism, and give you back the happiness you deserve for the rest of your life, okay? Now, we do have some packages, Swada, that do run very high. I'm talking like, even $17,000, right? Quite high. But luckily for you, you're not in that boat. So your one is nowhere near that. For this one, for the full 12 months with the coach to help you, not just get back to 130 again, but to fix your metabolism and keep that off long term, that would just be $4,000. Okay, now what I will say, Swada, most people don't pay that all up front. I mean, some people do put on a card and get their points for their next trip to Florida, maybe. But what our most successful clients usually do is opt for a monthly financing option. So that way, it lets you spread out the payments and still get the result without breaking the bank. And if you do go that way, you could even get it down to as low as about 150, 170 bucks a month or so, depending which option you actually go with. So I guess for you, would you be leaning more towards like the all-in-one, or would you prefer like the monthly, would you say?
For sure monthly. It's no way that I can do one-time thing. So monthly would work. Let me ask you one question. Do you ever worked with a Muslim person, or so you will know what can I eat and what can I not eat? So can you put if I take your program, can you put someone that dealt with and can be female?
Of course, no problem. I was going to ask you that, your preference, once we go through the next process. So I'll put preference female, and also ideally someone that maybe we can even find a coach that is also Muslim. But if not, then we'll make sure we find someone that has worked with someone that is Muslim, right? So,
but I'm not, honestly, I wouldn't care Christian or Muslim or anything. It's just that the
limitations,
that we don't eat pork and things like that.
Exactly.
So that would be so
it'll be much easier.
I
agree.
Yes, it's just,
of course, and
it will be easier to understand each other. What cannot eat and things like that.
Of course. 100%. And, regardless of either way, I'll make sure to put those notes in. So when we're assigning a coach, we can make sure it's tailored to you. But even still, like I said, before we even tell you, what to eat or what to do, the coach is actually going to get to know you really well. So we'll first understand, what you can eat, what you can't eat, what you like to eat, what you don't like to eat. We'll understand all that, as well as, how much time you have to prepare food, what's the budget like for food. We take everything into account so that we know it's tailored to you, right? So that we're never ever gonna make you eat something you can't eat, or something that is not realistic for you. For example, if you don't have 2 hours to spend cooking, we're not gonna make you spend 2 hours preparing food. It's all tailored to you. So does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Okay. Awesome. So don't worry about the monthly. I mean, even if I were to do something like this, I would need to do monthly too. So that's okay. But if that's the case though, Swada, there is no investment even due today. So what we can do, we can take a look at your monthly options. You can, pick one that makes the most sense for you, and then we can get the ball rolling. The first payment will only be due in 30 days from now. Okay. And then we can get the ball rolling. Your coach will be in touch with you within the next 2 to 3 days or so, and to get you set up and on track to getting back to 130 again. So does that sound good with you, Swada?
Yes.
Awesome. How do you feel?
I feel good, and I feel like now that I'm not doing by myself, and I'm not, you know, scrolling TikTok and look.
So that's pretty much her closing. So as you can see, no, there wasn't any objections. She was just curious to know if we can help her get in touch with a coach that is Muslim, so that, you know, with her limitations around food, that sort of stuff. But I don't even consider it an objection, because she wasn't really, it wasn't an objection. It was just like a curiosity, like it was just her being curious. But either way, it was handled. If it is an objection, either way it is handled. But that is the full call. The rest of the call is going through financing. We took a long time because when we finally got it to work, we had trouble with the address. Then when we got it to work, we found out that she obviously can't use interest because she's, you know, it's against her religion. You can't actually take out interest or have a loan on interest. So then we couldn't do financing. And then at the end, we were like, okay, we can't do financing. Do you have this amount? Could you make it work on your own, from your own money? She doesn't have that amount. Then I'm like, okay, what else can we do here? And then this is what I was saying in the beginning of the call. The funny thing with this person, she didn't have the money. She only had about $1,000 that she had of her own money. She couldn't do financing because of the interest. She didn't have credit, so she couldn't leverage credit, but she got resourceful. She actually found her sister, and her sister helped her with the investment, and then she made the investment. She just paid the full thing in at once, so $4,000 paid in full. So that was a very proud moment for me, because it's the first time someone actually like phoned someone else to get money to make it work. That's how bad she wanted it. And you know, it's really impressive because she came onto this call not even knowing it's a sales call. You know, she already purchased something she thought's going to help her fix the problem. Now she's getting on a call with me. I'm helping her understand, you know, what's been really holding her back, how this weight has truly been affecting her, what's her life going to look like if she does change, and what it also is going to look like if she doesn't change. You know, things she's probably never thought about before. And then obviously helping her have the right mindset to finally commit, say yes to herself, invest in herself, and put herself in the best position to finally achieve this goal that she's been struggling with for the past 15 years. So me doing all that throughout the call led to an objectionless close, a $4,000 sale, which was $400 commission from me in an hour, well, 2 hours technically with the financing situation. But nonetheless, amazing call. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, feel free to follow me on my social media. The links will be down below. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day and stay safe.